All right, so what's going on YouTube? I know it's been a little while. I'll give you a couple updates. Wrong parts, wrong parts, wrong parts. It happens, it happens, it happens. So Forge build up, great name brand piston. Shout out to JE. They don't sponsor me, but you need to sponsor me. Um, talk to a sales rep. It sent me out rings, and crazy enough, it's all boxed up together. The top ring is wrong. It's like uh, some some stuff you just can't avoid. Like I talked to the exact application. I previously bought the same thing before, and it's like I get the wrong stuff packed up. It's crazy. So supposed to be like a diamond chromoly joint, chromoleum, some hardened super crazy horsepower ring for the top, and it's supposed to be shiny. So I noticed from last time when I took the rings off, uh, probably just me being a hoarder. I keep my rings because it's just like you just never know. Somebody might like break a ring installing one, and you you might just need even just to use one on the shelf. So I keep them. So I go back and look at them, and I go, as soon as I open the pack, I go, no, like my top ring is shiny on like 90% of the stuff that I do. Um, and sure enough, I called this morning, and that's one reason. I'm not sure how much I posted on here, but I know I posted a lot on my IG. Is I do what I call checking in packages. As soon as the packages come, I open them up and I check them to make sure they're right. And it's like I probably had this box for a week. It's been super cold in Alabama where I'm at, and super cold to us is 30 degrees. And I just been running around doing heating calls. So I hadn't really had time to, I've had time to inspect them, but I made the assumption that it was right. So never make the assumption that your parts are right, like ever, no matter how high dollar of the stuff or the company it is. Like people are human, they're going to make mistakes. Machines are machines, they're going to make mistakes. Anything can come up wrong. It's just part of building. It's just part of it. So looks like the right piston. I better inspect it a little bit closer just to make sure. And after that, we're going to be going together with some stuff. I think one O-ring came out when it was getting washed, so I'm going to be putting an O-ring back in it. Be replacing that there because I did have a few flakes off of the pistons. Like I said, it just started putting a little slap in it, so you can see it kind of started wearing on the side. Where did it? The weak. Yeah, that's the weak part of the piston right there. That might be one of the ones who barely. You can see just a little dip there. Some were a little bit worse than others. Be like Steve Morris. I'm gonna give a few of these away so you can kind of see the dip there. So I'm gonna give these a try one more time because the crankshaft is already balanced. After that, I'm gonna be going to another style piston if I have a problem because the whole piston didn't do it. Is just right there in the weak spot. You can see how thin the piston becomes right there, and you put heat into it, and that can happen. That's just making power and piston design. So I'm gonna give this a try and just watch the tune a little bit closer and see if that works. Gonna see if that works for that one. If not, I will be going to shout out to Steve Morris. He makes a piston that I like the design on it a lot more. We'll lose some compression, up front with it, of course, because it's more of a zero. It's more of a dish piston instead of having like a valve relief in it. So to clear the valve, it's not really putting a dome and then a big valve relief, which makes that weak spot in the piston. It's just more of a dish style piston. So thinking about going with that. So also working on the twin Camaro here. Figured I'd show some of this here. Might not look like much, but I know I spoke on it. So you could sand really good here, and with not like I do everything by hand. I don't really believe in a sander because there's certain spots that a sander is not going to be able to get into. So out here on this part, you can get it good, but like right on the inside of that ledge, if you try to sand this down with the light in it, you're not going to get to it. The same thing with the edge. So it's like I like to take this out And then I want to pressure wash it. And then I'm going to sand it down. Not just the face of it, but make sure I start getting rolled over on the back side of it. And then the same thing while I'm priming it. So I will sand this down and prime it off the car, and then bolt it up on the car. And then it will get painted with the tail lights out. So tail lights and the headlights out, it will get painted. That way all in here can get painted really, really well. So just some small tips that can help you get I'm gonna say a lot better paint job for the same money is being able to, I guess, unbolt this stuff and sand it down. Even if you're not gonna paint it yourself, if you want to sand it down and prime it yourself, taking it apart will really, really help. That might be an interesting spot right there. Some of the paint is trying to chip off, but we're gonna see if we can get it with some prime. We're gonna try to sand it down and get it with some prime right there. Also gonna be sanding these down, and then I come back and I tint these. So I'm gonna come back and tint them, let them dry, and then tape them off whenever I get ready to prime them. So that's what's going down today. Like I said, I'm about to pressure wash these, and I also got a LS going together. I got a Forest 6.2 going together in the other room. The crankshaft and stuff is in it. I did the rings last night, and it's about to get ready to go together. So those are those there, forged joints going together in a 6.2. So try to get that together today, tonight, somewhere in that ballpark. Got the crankshaft and everything in last night. So and I must say I wasn't really feeling it. Just been running around crazy, like I said, doing heat and AC. So got to get back on it, man. Got to get back in motion. So that's one reason you haven't been seeing any videos. Turned cold here, and work just like went from 1 or 2 calls to like 5 and 6, 7, 8 calls a day. So that's what it's been, man. But gonna have some content coming your way, man. So y'all stay tuned.